Welcome to a very late Restore Belief with Nikki. I am Nikki, and I don't have even my headphones plugged in so that you can hear me properly. But I'm here, finally. Okay, I'm gonna plug in. Hang on. Hit me at a moment. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. What the hell with the hair? Anyway, all right, so I had a bit of a situation before about 9:30. So that's almost an hour ago. Anyway, so that's why I'm late. Situation with a loved one, and they have a situation. Holy crap. So, anyway, I don't even know. I'm kind of lost at where I was. The subject tonight was supposed to be paranormal. Hey, W Bis, JNZJJZ. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me, first of all? That is rather important for me to know. Anyhow, I don't even know if it's not even showing up. Yes, you can hear me. Thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. So tonight was, and my brain is still with this loved one and their situation. Sorry, I'm trying to get my brain to switch over, and I'm having a problem. Anyway, so tonight is about paranormal, and I was supposed to be talking about, or I had anticipated in talking about how paranormal can affect our lives, and in different ways. And I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting my brain wrapped around the fact that this is what I need to be talking right now about. And I just found out some information about, thank you, I appreciate that, a friend's friend and that specific family is going through. They have I don't even have permission to say this, but there's apparently a friend's mom is missing, and she has dementia, and she's in a different country. So, hello, Poodle's Lifestyle. Hi. So I'm a little out of it. I heard this information, and I'm like, holy shit. So that's kind of where my head is at right now, and I'm just I'm like, whoa. How do you help somebody who is missing and lost in another country, and the person has dementia, and authorities are requiring hundreds of dollars to simply post a picture of the missing woman? How does that make sense? Anyway, so that's where my head is at right now, is with my friend and her friend. This is somebody I've known for over 20 years, and they've known their friend since kindergarten. So anyway, so I'm finally here. I'm finally on. Silence, darling, smoking on some good old drugs. Are you? I'm not. I don't do that. Okay, Divine Hazel 444. Tonight is my birthday for my twin who passed at birth. I'm so sorry that you lost your twin at birth, but that means it's also your birthday. So, anyway, I wish you a happy birthday. Can't even pronounce this. Hi Manshu Marilu. Okay, hello Marilu. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, I'm other than what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Anyhow, and thank you for the comments about stuff. So, greetings. Hello, Prince, my precious dog. Okay. Hi. Newbie doobie doo. Newbie doobie doo. That's cute. So, anyhow, and there goes the nose. I gave you questions? Really? Sultan Beck. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that, HD Kai 85. Hello. Oh man, I've asked before. Angel Fernando. Sorry. Christy Andrews, you okay? Yeah, I'm just a little. I was about to say disgruntled. I'm concerned about this woman. Anyway, so paranormal. So Angel, you need to be more specific. Angel Fernando, you need to be more specific. Anyway, so tonight about paranormal. So I had posted a video yesterday about a reminder for paranormal. Well, that's nothing new. Sultan Beck, that's nothing new. You pronounced my name wrongly. Well, I am sorry for that. That's what happens when you subscribed. Oh, thank you. Kirsty or Kirsty? Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that immensely. So, paranormal and reminders. Things like, thank you, Drew. I appreciate that immensely. Thanks very, very much. Andrew Gnomes Trucking is one of my mods. Anyhow, paranormal, as a reminder, they can screw with lights, electricity. Certain things are much more difficult to do that with. Interesting question. So there's all different kinds of things that they can screw with. Electricity is one of them, to get your attention, and that's what I wanted to comment on, because I had met somebody who I very much appreciated, met this week, and very much appreciated the conversation she and I had. And she reminded me that not everybody, with what she had talked about, that's how she reminded me, that not everybody deals with paranormal. Hello, that's kind of normal and natural, but it's also my daily occurrence, and so it's so old school. I kind of forget that many people have a tendency to not realize that paranormal's around them all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so my point being that here you've got two people talking, and one of them's, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, oops, my bad." So, anyhow, thanks, Drew. Um, so there are certain things that we kind of all need reminders of if you're not dealing with it on a daily basis. So here's a few reminders. Hang on one second. Okay, that's better. You don't need to hear me gulp. Okay. Um, all right. Anyhow, um, anyway, so in my experiences, I have witnessed everything from them screwing with electricity to pushing of doors, whether it's a cabinet door or a actual door you walk through, or drawers for that matter. Different kinds of situations like that. Thank you, Drew. Most appreciated. Hello to those coming in. Yeah, right now we're dealing with paranormal. And so basically, matter of fact, I've had them. It's usually electricity, but I've also had angels where you find you don't typically find a bird feather or coins in your area, and those are signs. You got to pay attention to those. To remind, usually the coins and the bird feathers are usually reminders, especially if you find an unusual bird feather, like say a almost solid blue one, and you may not have blue jays around. You typically have seagulls or the smaller birds, and you very rarely see those feathers. Take note of the blue feather. There's reasons. So we're not doing political. So just be aware of that. We're not doing political here. No political conversations, folks. Anyway, trying to go back through. How did they communicate before electricity? It'd be a lot of different ways. You'd have different sounds of knocks. I don't know if I can, or different things of that nature. Hell, even candlelight. They could screw with candlelight and you don't have a draft in the house. There were all sorts of ways. But yeah, once electricity came in, wow, they really started screwing with it. Power packs, too. I actually had, I believe it was my grandmother at the time, was a spirit guide, and she screwed with a power pack to get my attention. In which I had to actually get up out of the studio and leave because I got too upset. I had known what the hell I was doing for a photo shoot, but this one situation popped up and nobody could understand or figure out exactly what was going on. They were like, oh, there's something wrong with the power pack. And I had to get up and walk out, and I walked into not a studio, into the lab, the black and white lab. And photo lab is what I should say, and sat in there a few minutes, and then walked back down the hallway and into the studio, and everything was hunky-dory, worked just fine, not a problem. And no one was around at that time. People, when I had walked out, a couple of other people had walked out too, because they were working on other things, so, and needed to take a break. Okay, I'm trying to get caught back up. Hi, Tamara or Tamra. I'm a new subscriber. Hello, welcome. Yeah, Drew says, even though they used Ouija boards back then, I highly don't recommend it. Yeah, neither do I. Are you talking about spirits or what? Yeah, paranormal. So yeah, they can screw with electricity. They can screw with a lot of different things. I'm sorry, my brain is. I'm all kind of like, what's it called, discombobulated. My brain is still connected with the information that I received and why I'm late today. So that's essentially what was supposed to be talked about was paranormal tonight. I had a whole list of stuff that I wanted, and now it's kind of all out of my head. Yeah, I guess this is going to be a short live because I can't seem to get my head wrapped around it. Anyway, if anybody has questions about paranormal, ask in the chat, and I will answer to the best of my abilities, or to the best of my experiences anyway. And if there's others that I know, can I send you some money? I don't have anything up. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Instagram, Nikki_Angels Are Life. I don't post very much there. I mostly use it for scrolling videos and things like that. Usually music or like old videos people are posting, or humorous things that people send me. So, but I am there. I'm on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter /X, Rumble, the Paranormal Bunker, the S4 Paranormal Bunker. We've got a Reddit account now, but I don't remember what the hashtag is. I think it's S4 Bunker Reddit, I think, but I don't remember for sure. I'd have to get all this stuff. No, I don't message folks. Okay, I don't have a question, but I have a warning. Leave this. Okay. Ramuto 7337. I don't have a question, but I have a warning. Leave this life alone. Live in reality. Stop chasing stuff that will bring harm to you, as well as find Jesus. That's the only spirit you should be finding. Well, if you have that opinion, then you should take it elsewhere, because it's not appreciated here. One, I am a Christian. I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in God. And if you can't handle that, then move along. Anyway, that is life, and if you can't handle what I'm talking about, then why the hell are you bothering to stay here? So, anyway, Drew, why do you keep saying sorry to Christy? That makes no sense. Okay, anyway, yeah, that one needs to be going too. All right. I can't seem to get my head wrapped back around this now. So regarding paranormal, trying to get my brain back into it, and spirits, yeah, they can screw, if you've got electronics, they can screw with a vehicle. I've been in a vehicle where I've had, the spirits actually physically stop me from walking. They tied me to that particular land and went, "You're not going from this land without you making a promise to us that you're going to help us." And I'm like, "Excuse the F out of me? What did you just demand of me?" And there was one particular spirit who tried this with me, and it took quite a few of them. I always blame it on her, but there were actually quite a few of them that came together, put their energy together, and it was really not so much of a pleasant experience, because at the same time that was taking place, and mind you, this was at a cemetery, at the same time that was taking place, me being stopped walking, forced stopped. I couldn't even lift my foot. I couldn't even lift a frickin' toe in my tennis shoes at the time. God, I was pissed. They were stopping the person that I was with from entering the vehicle by all electronics. And this was a brand new vehicle and should not have had any electrical problems whatsoever. And so basically the paranormal, the spirits on the other side started screwing with the electronics of the vehicle. Okay, that's gonna get moved. Yeah, no worries, Drew. Don't worry about it. Okay, thanks, Drew. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Lot of trolls tonight. Anyway, oh, thank you, George. George Dewberry. Good morning, Restore. I have subscribed to your channel from Southport, England. And can I have... Oh, sweetie, I'm not doing readings. However, I wasn't going to do this, but since you're the first person who messaged, hey, where'd you go? Let's see. George, do you want, I'll pull a card for you. Angel's Wisdom Oracle deck or Love and Career Readings Oracle deck? How's that? I'll give you a choice. I don't always do that. It's like, this is the deck. This is what we're doing. Anyway, let me know what you want. Hey, Robert. Love. Okay, love and career readings. Okay. Alrighty. It's a bigger deck, so you're gonna have some sounds. It's gonna make some interesting sounds. And unfortunately, oh my god, the amount of cards. Okay, hang on one second. So I'm going to continue talking, and I'm going to do a shuffle that I don't normally do. So this is kind of how it is. And apparently I just got told you're getting 3. So you're getting 3 cards. Whoops. Actually, I'm going to have to shuffle it the way I normally do. So 1 second. I got to hit mute. Okay, getting all the funny faces out of the way as we make these. I mean, good God, come on. Elect problems. Yeah. All right, so... Oh, we are going towards the middle. Okay, I didn't think we were. All right, so the guides... Yeah, no, more towards the middle. All right, there we go. Okay, left or right, right. And 3-card pull. Are we doing from the top, bottom, middle? Where are we going? Quarter. Okay, 2. And that. And see, I do things very differently. And a lot of people get really upset. That's fine. Everybody has an opinion about stuff. I get that. Now, this. Okay. Middle of this? Well, why the fuck didn't you just tell me what... Okay, let it go, Nikki. Let it go. 2 off of that. Okay, these 2? And this one? Okay. All right. Whoa. Am I picking it up the way, or am I picking it up that way? This way. Okay, thank you. Ignite... okay, so apparently you're getting 3. So, George, I did remember your name. That's at least something. Ignite ambition, pursue desires with drive, and face consequences bravely. Keep an open mind as answers reveal your journey. So, that's that one. And... that's the image for it. Heart's Desire. Actually, I'm going to read both of these. Heart's Desire. Sing along with your heart's song, for it knows what you truly want. And True Intentions. Stay authentic and aligned, trusting your inner wisdom to guide you toward genuine fulfillment. This is the entire card for that. Spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. And there's that one. It's a bunch of balloons. Anyway, thank you for my mods. I appreciate you doing that. I don't do these cards very often, so that's something interesting. Love everyone, and you feel the same. Yeah, Kirsty. Hope all is well. Hello, Gina. Miss Jessica. Can I get a card? Okay, right now I'm doing the love and career readings at the moment. Who is this? Miss Jessica Lovey? Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Kirsty Andrews. Bye. Okay. Bye. Okay. Miss Jessica. Be sure who else was in. Okay, so this one goes to Jessica. Okay, this goes to Jessica. Oh, I got told you got two. You don't get one, you get two. Okay, one is being directed directly from the middle. Is it this one? Is it this one? Okay, thank you. And this one, that's why. Okay. Getting better. Growth is a journey, not a destination. Welcome improvements one step at a time. That's that one. And then this one was give up control. Release your grip on outcomes. Oh, God, that's always fun. That's a hard one. Release your grip on outcomes. Embrace the present moment's wisdom. And it's a woman's face with a veil over it. But it's upside down. So, there we go. Whoa. Hello. Okay. Anyway, thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Kirsty. Kirsty or Kirsty? I am not that. No, we're not. Ursula, that you either remove on your own or I will remove it or one of my mods will. I'm not answering that question. No, Miss Annabella. No, I didn't get. Okay, no, I didn't receive that question that you emailed me. Okay. Restore belief. So make sure that you're spelling everything correctly. Restore belief 2022 at gmail.com. Restore, RESTORE, belief, BELIEF 2022 at gmail.com. Resend it. Yeah, Gina, go for it. You too. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Oh God, I remember being 19 years old. When I was 19 years old, I was walking down by Green. So I live in the greater Seattle, Puget Sound region. And when I was 19, I was walking down by Green Lake and doing a lot of energy work down there. um, down in that area. I was, oh God, used to walk around the lake 2 or 3 times around, and at some point during the course of the walk, I would sit and meditate, and it's interesting because you'd have different scenarios. Different situations arise with when you do start doing energy work and start doing deep meditation. Yeah, you're 63, I'm 57, Tammy. I understand this. Yeah, we know why anacortes does dead, Drew. Not go on there. That gets into a whole nother subject. Um, yeah, if you've got missing time, you might want to pay attention to that. That's so I've got friends who have I've got friends who have missing time whenever they go down a very particular road. And I'm like, oh, that could be ET abduction. It could be paranormal for whatever reason. Um, and that can get kind of interesting if it's one or the other, or if it's both combined. Ay, ay, ay. It can get really difficult, to say the least. But yeah, I have a tendency to believe their information is ET abduction based on a number of things, other things that they have said. But that's just coming from an ET abductee. 57 years worth of ET abductions. So, yeah, missing time is no joke, says Drew. Yeah, Andrew Gnome's Trucking Express. Yeah, missing time is no joke. It can get really difficult. Uh, Joe R. I'm just gonna call you Joe R. Yeah, was kidnapped by a UFO when I was a kid. Yeah, that's essentially. Those are called abductions. But yeah, I mean, in our human language, we call it kidnapping, but it's abductions. But when you're talking about ET, people kind of blow you off about it, which is not so fun. Product promotion. Love this little company. Purple Robe Lavender Farm. So I don't know if you can get a good image of that. Hang on a second. Let's see. There we go. Purple Robe. This is a really awesome company. They create lotions and ointments and creams, and it's one of my favorites. It's this one is a lavender rosemary cream, 4-ounce container. It's nearly gone. Just dearly love this stuff. It's just you want to go spend some money, go spend some money there. Good little company. Well, it's not so little. They've got a wonderful lavender farm. Highly recommend you go in and take a look at them sometime. They're in Arlington, I believe. Arlington, Washington, I believe. I could be mistaken on that. But that's it's been a while since I've been there. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years, something since. But yeah. Anyway, go get you some. They've got an online store. I don't remember what it is right now, but yeah, it's called. Let's see. This is Lavender Rose. Well, hang on a minute. There we go. Open jar, nearly empty. Awesome stuff. Great for the skin. Highly recommend this. Anyway, I love promoting little companies that aren't so little, but they're also really got good products. And this, I really appreciate this. It goes in well. It has a good scent to it, and it's real good for the skin. So, um, Shortcake XO. Hello. Do you believe in alternate universes, infinite alternate versions of ourselves? Do I believe in that? Yeah, because of different things I've experienced. There's forms of deja vu to where we can, I don't know, I don't know how to explain that one, but yeah, I do believe that. It's been kind of an interesting conversation at times because there are times where I'm like, yes, and sometimes I'm like, well, that's questionable. So just go from there. Sorry, I just had a weird vision. Oh, that's an interesting one. All deals with everything in the corner of that wall over there. Wow. Okay. Uh, which leads into a bunch of other questions. Okay. Hey, Joe! Joe Monk's in the house. Which people started calling and saying they had lost about 2 hours during the day. Wow. All of them in Western Washington. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, about the blue Gina. Okay. Um, Joe Monk, whatever happened to was big. Yeah, that's what I think, based on what you just said. Joe R. 3153. They've been dealing with my family since the 1800s, UFOs. Yeah, they will do that. Christy Andrews. My name is Evie. Okay, hello, Evie. Love lavender. Yeah, I do too. Oh, good. I'm glad you're saying I have good energy. That's good. Oh, your mom's account. Okay. Question I have. Uh, T. McGrew 732. Question. I have a lot, especially lately when I think of someone, I see them all of a sudden. I can think of her and she will call me. Coincidence? No, that's not coincidence. One of you is calling out to the other. That's essentially what that means. I used to have that happen all the damn time. Matter of fact, my son did too when he was real little. He used to be able to tell just before somebody was about to call, or seconds as just seconds before the phone would start ringing. I used to do the same thing all throughout my life. And it's them thinking of you and you receiving it. So you're a receiver. You're either I was going to say giver or a receiver. That's not how I meant it. But you're you're on the receiving end. So you're a receiver. First time here. Hello, Margaret Brown. How you doing? Um, Good morning from Ireland, Margaret McCormick. Hello. Okay. Good morning from Japan. Hello. T. McGrew. My grandma is the one I'm connected to the most. Yeah, I understand that. Is there a shortcake is asking what's your horoscope sign? I'm a Pisces. I'm a double Pisces actually. Don't ask me what that means. That's a whole nother subject and I'm never good at that stuff. Um is there a sign you generally dislike? No. I don't look at signs as things I like or dislike. I look at souls. I look at the people um and the energy and the soul. It's essentially what I do. You a remote sales agent, Slim Tech? No, I'm not. Thank you. I've always felt deeply and feel things, even when I'm told it's all in my head. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people doing that with you. If you have experiences that you stated in my chat, T. McGrew, yeah, you're probably gonna have a lot of that because people want to discount it. They don't want to believe it. And when it comes to dealing with these subjects, it gets real wicked real fast. Um, so, yeah, there we go. Was the live stream about Dylan J. Johnson? First time viewer. Okay, first time viewer. Hello, Dylan. Welcome to my channel. Channel is called Restore Belief with Nikki. I am Nikki Jacobs. I am a psychic medium, a lifelong ET abductee, and a surrogate mother to numerous hybrid children. People have a real hard time with that one, more so than me telling them I'm an ET abductee. Uh, I've am also a former forced participant in SSP, which is Secret Space Program, which people have an even harder time with that one. So there you go. I deal with paranormal, I deal with energy work, with a lot of different things encompassing everything, but at the same time, I can only talk about my experiences or what my friends have gone through that are okay with talking about certain things. So there's that. And you got 57 years worth of stuff. So hello, there's that too. Um, Gina, you're Capricorn. Yep. Oh, hey, J Rod. Question. Can't believe I found you. It's me, K6M4X. Oh my god, no joke. I have to, and people think I'm nuts. Can't believe I found you. Um, Shortcake, do I ever talk more about the surrogacies? Yeah, ask me a question. For that matter, most of the information about being a surrogate mom, uh, it's it gets kind of interesting. Yeah, you're right. People can't face the darkness. Um, you've been looking for others with the same experiences. Okay. You need to check out Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Um, you need to check out Jessica Jones, the cryptid. Okay, look for The Cryptid Huntress with Jessica Jones. You want to deal with Bigfoot, then you're looking at Robin Haynes, Haynes, on Facebook. Uh, I don't have the link number or any of that. She goes on Spaced Out Radio and talks about Sasquatch quite often. Then ET stuff, Lorien Fenton, Lorien Fenton, Fenton. Another one that deals with ET abductions and a wide parameter of targeting, various kinds of targeting of MK Ultra, My Labs, all of that, and so much more is Misha Johnston. She has a YouTube channel. She's on a number of other channels as a guest or as a guest host. And she also has a Facebook page that is called Misha Johnson. She had to drop the T because Facebook had some issues. That was ridiculous. But anyway, I know so many people that have had to change their Facebook pages because they were telling too much truth. Isn't that fun? And yeah, a lot of these websites do not like too much truth. Just put it that way. So then you get hit on it. So it gets real nasty sometimes. So anyway, after this broadcast or this live stream, I will be sure to get everybody's links in the first, not in the description box because it depends on how long I go tonight. And I think this is going to be a short night based on how my whole my energy, the whole thing is feeling. I think it's going to be a short night. I've been doing between 4 and 7 hour shows, and I'm up for a 7 hour show, but I'm not there mentally. So there's that. Shortcake, surrogate to aliens. How are they hybrid? Do you recall being pregnant, giving birth? Just a whole rundown, I guess. It sounds interesting. It's me. Can we talk here about being a hybrid surrogate? Yeah, I'm going to get into it in a minute. So, okay, squeaky, squeaky, as I lean back. Being a hybrid, being a human who is in one of the extraterrestrial hybrid programs, and there are numerous hybridization programs that the ETs have. It just depends on who's doing it. And apparently I didn't take my B6. Nope, I didn't. I just realized that because my eyes are starting to twitch. Excuse me, and anytime my eyes start to twitch, for me personally, it has to do with a vitamin B6 deficiency. Anyway, so regarding, I've got over 30 hybrid human ET hybrid children, and yeah, it's a mind bender to me to even say. I had a hard time saying that I had over 26, and many years later it's now over 30, and I'm like, holy crap, this is just, yeah. And there are times, yeah, I do know I call it being ET hybrid pregnant. And Lucretia, that is not okay. That gets removed. How do I get Earl Sackle? Scallock? Earl? I'm just going to call you Earl. Official. Okay, how do I get abducted? Honey, there are extraterrestrials I wouldn't mind being abducted by, and then there are others I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Some extraterrestrials are nice. Others are not. And others are vicious. So there's a wide range of different kinds of extraterrestrials with different kinds of feelings and belief systems and energy and abilities, and it gets into a wide range of topics. And there goes the stomach. Growl, growl, growl. Thank you, Joe. Oh, okay, cool, cat. So I do want to get into that because that's a subject that's actually a real touchy sore subject for a friend of mine because she's she's a person that wants to believe that when kids need help, they need help. But these kids, the kids that are called black-eyed children, that's where even the whites of the eye, including the iris and the pupil, are totally and completely black. And there's usually a really bad feeling around them. They usually try to get onto somebody's property. If there's a complete fence around the property, they'll try any means that they can to get in. Bye, Kirsty. Greetings from Greece, 9:30 a.m. here. Body? You said baddie. I think you meant body. Yeah, you're welcome, Divine Hazel. Anyway, so, yeah, you go from ETs to black-eyed children. It gets real interesting real fast. Paranormal. Some believe that they are paranormal. Some believe that they're ETs. Some believe other situations about them. The only thing that I know about them is at times, some of the stories I've heard, and quite a few of the true stories I've heard, I'm just like, whoa. You pick up energy from them. Am I in the US? Yes, I am. Dispassionate Observer. Oh, hello, Dispassionate Observer. I remember you. Am I in the U.S.? Yeah, I'm on the West Coast. I'm on in Washington State. Um, and so some of these stories that I've heard about the black-eyed children, they get real interesting. But when you hear ones that register, when you're a psychic medium and you hear this story, and it's just you get like a wave of energy from the story, and it's not just from the story, it's specific from what had taken place. And I don't know, it just sometimes I've had psychic visions to where the energy that I've picked up has been paranormal, but then the energy that I've also picked up from other stories, you're talking deep, dark, weird shit, and weird shit in the sense of I would put it up there with, right up there with energy feeders, real specific kinds of energy feeders. And those are the ones that scare the crap out of me personally, because you're dealing with an energy that literally feeds. They're you look at them as a bottom dweller in the paranormal world. Why do you want, Earl? Why do you want to be abducted so badly? That would be my first question to you. Oh, sorry, my face is itchy right now. Just put some cream on it, and it won't be so itchy. My skin is dry right now. Before I go, people are not always kind. Miss Annabis. My aunt lives in Washington. I am based in New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, yeah, I know folks there. So getting back to the black-eyed children, yeah, there's a lot of different things that I've heard claimed about them, and what people believe. I I don't know. Sometimes I wouldn't call them. I would not call them ETs. Uh, Not based on some of the stories, but then there are times where the energy has felt ET, which means that they're an ET that has the ability to use not phase shift. It's like a glamour in magic where they can make their appearance look like something else. There, I keep going back to that little brew that keeps catching my eye. It was from a medical procedure on Friday. Anyway, yes, I am fine. I'm okay. They were checking my heart. Anyway, it's just the bruise has gotten really rather wicked in the last 12 hours. So with paranormal, you've got to ask all kinds of questions, and it's really freaking difficult to prove when you don't have anybody that has access to one of these supposed black-eyed children. So, yeah, be careful. Go with your gut instinct. If your gut instinct is saying something is really dangerous, really off, listen to your gut instinct. Hello, that's what it's there for. Pay attention to your own internal workings. Don't be so blinded by day-to-day life. You got to pay attention to these kind of things because it can save your life. There's all kinds of situations where it can save your life. But getting back to the okay, what did I just miss? I missed something. Oh, that's what it was I saw. Okay. Joe R. Hey, my whole family's been dealing with UFOs disappearing since 1801. The family has been disappearing since 1801? Then how are you still here? That's me being a smartass. Sorry. My other question to that, though, is are they being returned? So they're ET abductees. Are they being returned? I assume they're being returned. So, trousers or knickers? I call them pants. Trousers and knickers. That's old school. That would be me asking you, how old are you, honey? Hi there from Seattle, Washington. Hello, Leia. Layla, how you doing? Earl says, bring on the probes. No, thank you. Been there, done that. Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa. You speak with ghosts or aliens? Yes. Powers and principalities at work. What is the process of your surrogates? Can you tell us about one? Yeah. Are you tired? Yeah, I am a little bit, but that's beside the point. Cool Cat, what is your opinion? What is your belief on the Bermuda Triangle? You know, I used to think that the Bermuda Triangle. I will get back to the hybrids. This just going to take me a little bit longer to get there. I used to believe that the Bermuda Triangle, when I was growing up, all throughout, all the way up until I think probably 28 to 32, age 28 to 32, because I'm 57 now, that it was all a magnetic, like a very specific kind of magnetic issue and frequency that was coming up from the earth. And now I don't know. I don't know. It leads me into portals. It makes me think of portals. It makes me think of inner dimensions. And just really some interesting but yet crazy things. Different timelines is what it makes me think of as well. So different realms, portals into different realms. I know timelines exist, parallel timelines exist to ours. I know that. Don't ask me how I know that. It's something that I've always known. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. About the rest of that regarding the Bermuda Triangle. Steve Simpson, 1270, all that was, still is, basic laws of physics. We all work in multi-dimensional field of energy beyond sight. Yep. Bob. Don't have a clue about the dog. You look younger. Thank you. How is the spirit realm connected to ET? Hey, Jack. Jack M. Or Jacques, depending upon I am live down. I am live down the block. The fact that you're not writing sentences correctly leads me to believe some certain things. Anyway, so regarding hybrids, I've talked about the process of hybrids and how they're. I live down the block. Okay. So if you know me and have seen me in my neighborhood, I dog's not here. So it's not mine. Thank you. Okay. Venuso? Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. So the hybridization process, basically as an ET abductee, you are abducted, genetically figured out to where they, hello, Christy. You haven't described anything, Bob. You're from the Philippines. Oh, okay. Don't worry about the name thing. That makes more sense to me now. Well, that's interesting. I don't hear any barking where I'm at. Anyhow, are you okay? I left. Yeah, you keep asking me, Kirsty, if I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, that's what I agree with. So hybridization. So you're abducted. It's figured out by the ETs if you're going to go into a hybridization program of theirs or not. If you're not, then I don't know what they do with you. But if you are, and many people are, they just don't have a clue, or they're not being allowed to remember, or they're so frightened at the time that their own brain shuts off about it. Anyway, as a female, your eggs are collected, and I just heard fallopian tube. Okay, that was interesting. So your eggs are collected, and they are what I've called ever since I've been a little girl, spliced and diced. I am not Roseanne Barr. Demian Gaming. I am not Roseanne. Anyway, so your eggs are genetically spliced and diced with stuff in your genetics is taken out and modified and either put back in or just taken out altogether. And the sperm, I know that they are mixing human sperm with genetics from other ETs. How, I don't know. But that's all spliced and diced. They then bring the two together to create a fertilized egg. That fertilized egg, you're re-abducted. So you're abducted, your eggs are taken, you're returned home, you're abducted again. They've already done the genetic splicing and dicing, they've got the fertilized egg, and they do the implantation, and they wait to see if it takes hold. 33 on the numbers. And so in a ET abduction that revolves around hybridization programs of extraterrestrials, then you're dealing with once the human female has been abducted and implanted with a fertilized human and ET genetic material, then if it takes hold, the female is then pregnant. No, matter of fact, I was ET hybrid pregnant up until today is a week ago. And they took the infant the very first time. Typically they abduct me, and this time they didn't frickin' abduct me, but they took the baby, and I had once I woke up, which really pissed me off, because I woke up during the process and they literally forced me back to sleep within less than 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. And that really pissed me off because I slept for another between 6 and 7 hours. And when I woke up and I realized as I'm waking up and getting out of bed to get to the bathroom that my body felt different, that I realized that, oh my God, they took the baby. And that alone, God, I was pissed. I was really, really angry. So I got my scale out, and I weighed myself, and I was 4 pounds different. And how can you be 4 pounds different in a matter of sleep in, say, 7 hours time in that sleep when it's a different ballgame altogether. So anyway, yeah, they can. Apparently, they've got the ability to be able to do that while you're sleeping in your own bed. Pissed me off. Anyway, I had it confirmed. Robert, I don't know if Robert's still in the house or around, but anyway, yeah, that was a rather interesting little situation, to say the least. So not only was my scale confirmed it, I contacted Robert and I said, hey, I need you to scan me. I think they took the kid, but I'm not 100% sure right now. And he comes back with, yeah, he's gone. And I went, well, that means that I can start taking ... now. And he's like, yeah, go take what you can take again. And, 'cause when you're ET pregnant, there are certain things that you should not be ingesting. And so, yeah, that took me almost 24 hours before I started getting back into the routine of not being hybrid pregnant. What's this channel about? ET abductions, paranormal, hybrid pregnancies, SSP, targeting government. Let's see, targeting, then you're dealing with targeting from government, all kinds of things. Yours is very different, yeah. Do they put it in a container? Yeah, actually they do. So the infants, so there are some people, there are some women who go through hybridization program and they're pregnant for 6 weeks. Back when they started me at 13 years old, the pregnancies were for 5 months long. And typically, I just saw that. Well, that was interesting. I just had something paranormal run through here. Anyway, go back in later and find out if it showed up on the shadow in the over the light. Anyway, interesting. So with the process, yeah, the babies are taken at, now they're 3 months. It's not 5 months anymore, but now it's 3 months. So there are numerous different hybridization programs. One where it's 3 months, one where it's 6 weeks. There's one that deals with pregnancies to full term, where you're actually physically giving birth. That's a completely different hybridization program. And so with the hybridization program that I am in, the pregnancies are for 3 months. The babies are taken from the surrogate mother, placed into a gestational container, and then transported, or, well, now transported on ship. But back then, you were transported on ship, and then the infants were removed, put into their gestational container, put into the gestational container nursery room. That's a different subject. And then you're returned. Apparently now they're doing it while you're asleep in your own bed. And so the infants are, for however long you were pregnant for, that is how long the infants will stay in their gestational container. Our Silva, we don't need to know about that. It's all based on genetics, Catherine M. Weber. 1280, you got to be real special to be chosen. It's about genetics. It's me, yes. To 6 weeks, they probe me. 6 weeks, they take the baby, put it in a container, and I leave knowing that this is what I am supposed to do in that realm. Yeah. Aza base looks like it. That last S looks like an E on my eyes right now. Yeah, I'm truly interested how they select human women. Is it random? Is it voluntary? Involuntary? Is this just generational? Yes, it is generational. But it is a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's genetics. That's the word I was looking for. Genetics. Hey, little Cam, thank you. Yeah, they do take men. It's me says they do take men. Yeah, they do. They'll collect, not connect. They will collect male sperm. So if you're having a wet dream, Uh, you might want to make sure that if you're having a wet dream, that the sheets are wet, the blankets wet, or because if you're having a wet dream and you're not having any fluids outside of your body as a male, you might want to start questioning that. Joe Monk, if they are taking women for hybridization, why are they taking men? Because they're dealing with the splicing and dicing of the male genetics. So, there's that. Steve Simpson, 1270. CRISPR editing and hybridization has not been taught well. This has been occurring since the first age past younger Dryas period. Scientist. Okay. Dryas period, yeah. So I gather your scientific mind? Ouch, excuse me. Miss Annabis, what were you eating when you were ET pregnant that they said you can eat? They didn't tell me what I could eat. I learned from the infants themselves. Okay, so like the Greys love chocolate. Oh, God, understatement. I can't think of what they're called. There's another species of ET, race species of ET, who love everything lycopene. So anything to do with tomatoes, red, any color of red fruit, red veg, red. Lycopene, anything that's lycopene based. You'll start craving it like it's going out of style. You can't get enough of it. The Greys, they are not a fan of anything lycopene, so they are not fans of tomato. There's others where they were very into black pepper. Everything had to have black pepper on it. Others didn't like black pepper, but love severe spicy. I am not a severe spicy fan. I like spicy foods, but not like that. Not at every single meal. Not at every single time you eat. You have to have, it's got to be spicy. And so there's a specific species, race of ET, that very much loves spicy all the time. So there's that as well. There are some that there are certain prescription meds, pain meds that will essentially unalive them. There are certain things that we would think, or that we know, gets the human body I was going to say high. That's not the word I'm looking for. But in a certain state, doesn't even phase ET, doesn't do a thing to them. According to what I've been told, that is. There's frequencies. You can be listening to certain frequencies that'll irritate the living shit out of certain infants. And that same frequency will not phase, will not bother in the least any of the other infants. So there's that. Um, they are as personalized as every single soul is personalized. So you may have, like my last, oh my God, he loved heavy metal. Holy shit, could not get enough of heavy metal. And as most people know, I like all kinds of musics, all kinds of genres, whatever, however you pronounce that word, of music. I'm not a major fan of certain kinds of rap, and I'm not a major fan of like acid metal, what I call acid metal. This specific, he liked acid metal. I'm like, okay, we'll listen to 3 songs, 2 or 3 songs out of every, I don't know, I had him for 3 months, so about out of, well, the first month I was like, no, I can't. I was like, all right, well, this is not right because this is something that they enjoy and this is something that you need to. So, as much as I disliked it, I listened to, yeah, and I was like, okay, this is grating on my nerves. Yes, I know, Mom. Thank you, though. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. Can we listen to another one? I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, we can listen to one more. I can't handle any more after that. Okay. Well, can we listen to another one next week? I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, okay. So, um, yeah, there was that kind of stuff. And yeah, the infants are telepathic. So, anyway, I'm really far back in the chat. Hang on a second. 6 weeks. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, it's scary at first, and then you submit. You have no choice. Yep, I agree with that. What are they looking for in your genetics exactly? That's on them. I don't have a clue. There's different things that they look for. Um, Catherine M. Weber, 1280. They tried this crap with me, and I rebuked them in the name of Jesus, and they scattered. That's a very what I would call a very rare. It does happen, but it's very rare to take place. There are specific groups or species of extraterrestrial who do believe in Jesus. They do believe in God, and they respect that. And those that use that, if they are a true believer, because it's obvious if they truly believe, they will do just that. They'll leave. Hermes the God, 33. I just stumbled in here and you seem to possess quite the knowing. Thank you. Appreciate that. Can they get high? Austin Rogers, 7546. Can they get high on anything at all? I don't have a clue. Mike Robertson, 3244. Okay, you seemingly albino diabetic. Are you having a sugar crash? It's the lighting, dear. Hang on. It's the lighting. Part of the lighting and part of, here we go. I'm not quite with it right now. That's the other part of it. So anyway, post-punk. Yes, I have, but I don't know what it is. Austin Rogers, what's your favorite and least favorite kind of rap? Oh, God. Beastie Boys used to be. See, I'm an 80s girl. You gotta. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and my teenage years were in the 80s, so Beastie Boys are what I remember, but, then there are people in the 90s that I enjoyed and things of that nature, but I couldn't tell you right now. I don't have a list in front of me. Thank you, Steve Simpson. 1270. The chemicals you referred to, of which immune or neurotransmitters are prolactin and oxytocin. Thank you. Appreciate that. I do appreciate that immensely. Gregorian chants. Yeah. Austin Rogers. So we were talking ET abductions, hybridization, being a surrogate mom with that. Paranormal. Haven't hit the SSP subject yet, but yeah. Steel Broski, what are your thoughts on epigenetics? And do you think aliens play with someone's gene expression without altering someone's DNA sequence to learn information? Ooh, that's a hell of a question. Okay, Steel, what are your thoughts on epigenetics? Got no real thoughts on it, actually, to be blunt. And do you think aliens play with someone's gene expression without altering someone's DNA sequence? I thought you couldn't. Someone's gene expression without altering someone's DNA sequence. Aliens play with someone's gene expression. Someone's DNA sequence. I didn't think you could do that without altering someone's DNA. Gene expression versus DNA sequence. I'm not even sure how to answer that. All I know is I thought that could not be done without. Maybe I'm very wrong. Okay. Azzy base 6239. I had a hysterectomy, so I know this hasn't happened to me. But I swear one time I woke up and there was something in my room that I swear was an alien. That is why I am so interested. Okay. You're probably going to have a hard time with this then. Because I'm going to tell you something that is going to be kind of shocking. There are certain hybridization programs that do deal with women who have had a hysterectomy, and they can still be ET hybrid pregnant because the cavity is there, essentially. I still do not understand how there is a umbilical cord to these infants, and yet how that umbilical cord does, but yet doesn't connect to the host, the surrogate. I don't know how else to say that. I don't understand that side of it, but I have known women, one specific woman, in fact, but I do know that there are others, because I have heard of others, where they have had a pregnancy and they've had a hysterectomy, either partial or complete hysterectomy. And the one that I am aware of, they took pictures. But they aren't releasing them, and I don't blame them for not releasing them. That is a major choice. That is something that that could get real detrimental real fast, and they could easily be unalived simply for producing that kind of documentation. Because there would be people on this planet that wouldn't want it known. So that gets into a whole nother category of why a lot of people don't talk about their experiences as an ET abductee. It's why they don't talk about being a surrogate mom or being a surrogate parent in some way. It gets messed with pretty deeply and pretty badly, so you got to think about that. Okay, Steve Simpson. Steve Simpson, 1270, cognitive optimization, increasing IQ, memory retention, and processing speed, physical resilience, aesthetic uniformity are basic choices of selection. Okay, they have the ability, as I said, it's splice and dice. They have the ability to remove out what they don't want and to also add in what they do. Think about that. Think about the kind of science it would take to do the intricate work that is vastly beyond our own human sciences. Our own sciences are doing human cloning. So think about that. That's been going on for a long, long time. That's been going on since the 1940s, as far as I'm aware of. So cloning is been. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Cloning has been going on for a long, long time. Sorry, guys. I tried to hold one side of my nose so I don't. Hopefully, don't sneeze. Anyway, oh brother. Let's try this again, can we? Yeah, but now my nose is going to start to run. But of course, okay. So the genetics of it, I don't know how it's done, but I've seen the result of children, ET human hybrid children who have not been what they've expected. Let's put it that way, where they've been physically disabled or mentally disabled. Now, I don't know what they did wrong in the genetics, but that should not have happened. But I have a sneaking suspicion. This is my own personal opinion. It's not based on anything that I know of science. But I have a sneaking suspicion it had to do with something that happened between the human and the ET genetics. And something wasn't... Ouch, 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 ouch. Sorry, I'm getting a really nasty ankle cramp. Cramp in my ankle. Wow. That's muscle. Oh, that's fun. Means I need to take more magnesium tonight. Anyway, so but I've seen the I've seen the end result when the genetics are not correct, and they take care of those children until those children die. Until those, well, they become adults and then the adults die. But they take care of them. They have a nursemaid that stays for life with that individual. They are not unaliving something that they don't want. So they make sure that those children are well taken care of. So I very much appreciate you coming in, Steve. Thank you. Yeah, I heard about that, Joe Monk. Lead singer of Three Doors Down just died. Yeah, like last night, today or last night, this morning or something. I don't remember, but anyway, I am so sorry for his loss. My heartfelt prayers go out to his family, friends and family. Okay, come on, slide up. Thank you. Okay, stole your memories, yeah. I didn't know that, Lil Kim. Thank you. Good to see you, Lil Kim. Um, Divine Hazel, your dad says my dad was part of SSP. Do you mean secret space program? There's a difference. Michelangelo, greetings everybody. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Azzy base 6239. What? Oh my god, I cannot tell you how often I have pregnancy symptoms and go, what the fuck? Why? Yeah. Get checked out medically first. And I'm not talking pregnancy tests because, hello, they're not going to bother because they're going to say, well, you've had a hysterectomy, so how can you be pregnant? Hello, I'm in menopause. How can I be pregnant? So, yeah. Yeah, test 3 months apart. Oh, yeah, you're perimenopause. Oh, next one. No, you're menopause. And the next one, what the hell is going on with your hormones? No shit, Sherlock. Okay. Yeah, I got a zit for me. That's what's bugging me. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, you can be ET hybrid pregnant and not have a womb. Just always do your due diligence to your body and make sure that you go get medical testing as to what, because you're doing your due diligence. Hello, you've got to. You got to do the science, figure shit out first before you automatically jump to and assume. But just as an FYI, from what I've heard from other women, yeah. Xenotransplantation. Yeah. Hermes the God, 33. Would you say that many of the ET dislike humans with particular ability? No. It's me. I tell it under the Sliver of a dream and people still freak out. Yeah. John removals, putting an alien in a woman's womb. Yeah. Steve Simpson, CRISPR-Cas9 is the method of adding and removing. Deoxyribose nucleic acid. Okay. Okay, Azzy, base, 6239. I am losing my freaking mind right now. I was watching cooking videos and this just randomly popped up for me. Well, maybe that's a sign from your guides based on what you've been writing that you were supposed to see this. Let's see. John removals. What do you think about human farms? Are they real? Human farms? This whole planet is a human farm. Sorry, that's me being a smartass. But yeah, it's not so easy. Oh, I'm glad. I'm yeah, magnesium. John removals. Imagine undocumented humans being birthed and undocumented, not taught anything about the modern world. Actually, think about extraterrestrial human hybrids who are not taught anything about Earth other than being in the womb of their mother and witnessing things through the mother's eyes. Because they can see through our eyes, hear through our ears. Think about that. Elsha Doyle, 8191. There are so many people here in Australia going missing. Do you think it could be alien abduction? There are so many people going missing across this planet that some of it I do believe is ET abduction. However, some of it, quite often, most of it, is human abduction for different purposes. Okay, there goes the throat. Okay, Azzy Base, 6239. Yeah, I've had a lot of medical checkups and there's never anything wrong with me. It makes me think I am imagining things. Okay, I'm going to tell you, here's something for a fun little experiment. Get a notebook. Get a notebook. Whatever color you choose for the front. Get a notebook, start writing notes down. In those notes, write when you feel like you're pregnant. Write when you get those nausea things. Keep a journal of it. Make sure you're writing the date and the day down. Okay? There's a reason for both. Because when you go back through, figure out how many weeks it is, how many months it is between the last time that you first noticed that. because you'll start to notice patterns. This is how I registered and recognized patterns of my ET abductions. Okay. It's also how I started registering. There was a season for extraterrestrial, for specifically my extraterrestrial abductions. And that's when I found out and realized there is an actual season for hybridization abductions. So keep that in mind. Also, talk to your guides. Ask them to start showing you information. Yes, I have. Sherry, have I ever had? The interesting thing is, have I ever had an ultrasound? Yeah, but not the kind that you're referring to. I used to have a yearly ultrasound to check me because of certain health factors that is required for. And it always happened just before or just after. I can't say what I want to say with that, but I can say what I just said, so I'm going to leave it at that. I have had pregnancy tests too that have shown, but I don't have very many of them that have shown the pregnancies, but it's so few and far between that no, I'm not showing that. Okay. Do I play? No, I'm not a gamer. Anyway, so back to the hybridization stuff. Yeah, pick you up. They take the kid, or they used to. This last one just threw me for a loop that they didn't abduct me. But they took the kid right out of me, and and then what happens, so they're put into a gestational container. Then the mother, at a specific time frame later on, many months later, usually many months later, depending upon which hybridization program you're in, they also end up reabducting the mother, the surrogate mom. And they have to do this one on board ship. They have the mother and the infant who is just birthed out of their gestational container and brought to the mother in the nursery. And you sit in what's called the circadian rhythm bonding chair. And then it goes from that into so you're required to rebond with the infant, and it all has to do with the heartbeat. So when the infant is put on your chest, bare chest, it's skin to skin contact. The second the infant hears the mother's heartbeat, the infant does and it's every single one of my kids has done this. Every one of them. They do this long drawn out sigh of sheer happiness, and they're at peace. Their whole body becomes at peace and at one. And it's like, we're together again. And then within minutes, the infant is removed and you go off that way. Yeah, Joe, that does happen. You cut the head off of one troll, two heads grow back. Yeah. So that is what is the process of the I was going to say human hybridization, but the hybridization program in many of the kids. So the hybrids. Well, that's interesting. I just once again saw an image in my head of me and one of my hybrid kids standing at a podium talking. That's not where I was going to go. I was going to say something completely different, and that just hit my head, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So apparently that's another little psychic vision or a reminder of what's to come, is that the hybrids are going to be out talking publicly with the surrogate moms. Okay, sorry, I need just a little piece of something to boost my blood sugar. Okay, Azzy base. The other thing you need to understand as an ET abductee, because there's things that you're talking about, these dreams I have of being pregnant that always feel so real, then possibly not dreams. My mind is literally blown. No, they're not dreams. That is how, wow, the real Indiana cone something or else. You don't know how to be polite, do you? That was extremely rude. Yeah, if you can't be polite, you're getting your freaking ass off my channel. I'm not putting up with that crap. Anyway, thank you, Joe, for doing that. But you need to think about the fact that a lot of the ETs have the ability to make it seem like you're in dreamland when you're not. So ET abductions can seem like dreams, and you have dreams of if you're having dreams of extraterrestrials, or you're having dreams of pregnancies, or you're having wow, okay, that's an interesting word that just popped up into my head. If you're having some kind of dreams that deal with a couple of subjects, you might want to, and it's always the same subject, you might want to think about the potentiality of an ET abductee, because dreams are how extraterrestrials in the abduction arena deal with humans, because the mind is pretty easily controlled by human or by the extraterrestrials. So think about that. It's a hell of a thought process. Oh, dear God. These dreams I have are sometimes wild, and I have them of ETs or even being on other planets, even of fighting wars on other... Oh, my God. Private message me. You and I need to have a chat. There's some people I need to put you in contact with. So, Azzy Base, 6239, my email is restorebelief2022@gmail.com. If you have to, scroll to the bottom of the description page underneath this live video. The description box, at the bottom of the description box, gives my email address. Look for it. Email me, and we need to have a conversation about a number of things. because that gets into a whole different subject. And some of the dreams and memories that you're having, I could put you in contact with a couple of people I know who could provide a lot more information. Okay? Just remind me that that's what your tag name is at AZI base 6239. Yep. Can understand what you're talking about, Azzy. Some do try and some don't. Okay. Hello, Squeaky Squeaky. No. Alfred, is it possible to communicate with ET using crystals or gemstones? No. I mean, you can try, but as far as I know, no. That's all telepathic. Not all extraterrestrials are telepathic, but many races are. Our species are. I've never heard of the dark force theory in regards to extraterrestrial life. Steele Bronsky, excuse me. I think ET just like crystals and gemstones. Well, yeah, they like them, but some of them deal with frequencies, others don't. Hang on a second. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, Azzy Best, contact me privately. There's some people I think you might want to talk with that could help you further your quest. Luke 11:11. Do you channel? I'm a medium. I receive spirit messages, angelic messages, and things of that nature. I don't call it channeling. Channeling is the newer. They've flipped certain words in this community, and it's just really rather pissed me off. True channeling is when you take whether it's an extraterrestrial or a spirit or something along those nature to into your body, into you become the vessel, and a medium is being told information and interpreting it or saying it word for word, just having the spirit on the other side talk a little bit slower. So there's that. You just emailed me. Okay. Hang on one second. Make sure that you're typing in the correct information. So that's, I want to be sure that emails, if somebody says that they're emailing me and I'm not seeing it, then, and I check, in Gmail, I check the spam folder. I check, when somebody says that they've emailed me, I check everything. I check the spam folder, what do they call, Gmail calls it, social page or whatever, and you got your main inbox, your social page, and promotion page. And I check all of them. So if it doesn't come in any of that, then that means that it's been usually typed wrong. Desiree Divine Mendoza, is your pricing in your profile info? No, because I don't charge. Karen Bush, channeling is very scary and risky. That kind, yes. It's very much allowing an entity to take possession of your body. I take great issue with that. So yes, I agree, Drew. Channeling in that way is opening yourself up to possession. Yes, it is. Okay, apparently I'm not seeing all of my chat filter. Oh, it's at the top messages. Oh, for fuck's sake. No wonder I haven't been seeing everything. That explains a lot. Let's see. Have I missed? What else have I missed? It's me. Gotta go. Good night. It's 1:30 a.m. Thanks for the chats. Yep. Alfred Oistic, I heard you can use Molavite to communicate with them. It's like a piece of meteorite crystal. You can communicate with extraterrestrial without, because they're telepathic. But then you've also got to be careful with, like, okay, here's an example. So I've got Alfred. I just got to remember your name. So all my life, I have had an ET. What I used to call her an ET guide. I still do. An ET guide, and she. But she's not a spirit guide. I used to always think of her as a spirit guide, and it wasn't until I was in my 40s, 50s, excuse me, that, oh, hang on. Excuse me, 50s, it was in my 50s when I was told, or I was 49 going into 50, when I was told that she was alive. And then I realized that the energy was different. Sorry, my nose is running again. And when I realized that the energy was different between a living ET versus a spirit, because it's a very distinctive type of energy, and I don't know how else to explain it. They're real similar. You an ET, do not know how to explain this, but I'm just going to come out and say it. An ET, a living ET who is doing telepathic connection with you, can their energy is real similar to that of a deceased soul, a spirit on the other side. But the reason for that, as I look at it, is because of the distance. They're at such an enormous amount of distance. So what I've learned in my life is that when the ETs are close and they start talking to me, and it's usually, well, it's only been, I need to clarify this. It's only ever been my hybrid children that have contacted me when they've been close, and I do mean close, like over Washington airway, or space, I should say. They sound like they're sitting right next to you. When they are an entire solar system or galaxy away, they sound very ethereal, I suppose is how you would classify it. Aliens are not demons. Aliens are demons. Earth is shell. That's wow. Okay. Learned it, or are you making crap up? No, I'm not. Hello, Woo Riders. How you doing, hun? Tell Desi I said hello. Um, yeah, we're done with some of these. Okay. Just going back in through some of this. Alfred, yeah, thanks for your answer. Yeah, you're welcome, hun. Rita, 67 years old, no kid, and single. What to know when I receive? Oh, don't even know what to tell you with that. Bedoy K55, sending love from Jen, Italia. Oh, hello. You're in Italy right now. Ah, Olympics. Olympics are going on. It's one of my favorite seasons is Olympic sports. Winter over summer, definitely, but uh, love the Olympics. So, and they're in Italy right now. Milan. Karen Bush, 3676. I've had 2 encounters with Sasquatch. Ooh. Yeah. I've had some interesting experiences with Sasquatch, too. Okay. Azzybass, 6239. I really need to get to bed, but I truly hope you get my email and have time to respond. I have so many experiences that I am questioning now, and so many extremely realistic dreams to discuss. They cannot. Interesting. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate. Oh, and we've got somebody who's laughing their ass off. All right. Ben Trusty 403 by B. I don't even know what that is. Super full. Okay. Larpy. No, Larry. Sorry. Larry P. 3641. Are aliens, demons, and angels? No. They are absolutely not. Gee, I bet that's Matt that's doing all that laughing. Anyway, and welcome, Hermes. I rarely tune into lives this long. Don't even need to know the host to know she means biz. It takes one to know one. Yeah, I do mean business when it comes to this stuff because I've lived it. I'm 57 years old. I've lived this shit. And I do call it shit sometimes because it gets very frustrating. Okay, there's something I need to deal with. And 1 second, folks. Apparently I need to... Because somebody's doing an enormous amount of laughter that is really, really unnecessary. So, all I'm going to do is move this, with that. There we go. I don't need to see this anymore. Tape this off. I don't have to look at that. Someone's being a real dick, and that's fine. You don't have to be on here if you're going to do that. So, there we go. All set. It's like a deep laugh, Nikki. Yeah. Tim Sickles. Hello. How you doing? Please let me know what you think about people that are... No. Karen Bush, 3676. As far as I know, no, that's not accurate. Regarding negative blood types, not as far as I know. I know people of all different kinds of blood types that are being abducted, that are going through all of this stuff. So, I'm O positive. I know people that are AB positive, AB negative, O positive, O negative, and all of it. I mean, there's so many people that are being abducted. It's just, can I read for you? No. Do you speak to the departed? Yes. Jessica Hobbs. Yes, I do. Okay. Wow, somebody's giving their finger an exercise. Hang on one second. One moment here. I got to reach over for something, so I got to put this up here for just a moment. You can still hear me as I get for what I actually need. Hopefully I don't drop everything else. Anyway, regarding extraterrestrials. Okay, now I'm back. Regarding extraterrestrials, it is what it is. People are either going to believe you or they're not. It's life. And, you know, everybody has a choice, and they're choosing what they do and don't want to deal with. So, I get it. People can't handle certain information, and those that can't handle it usually make fun of it because, you know, that's just how they are. Some people choose to be assholes. That's just ouch, just life. That hurt. Delayed reaction. Okay, so anyhow, Tim Sickles, how are you doing? I'm doing all right. Not bad. This is also fake. Well, Tony Bluntana 171. That is totally your opinion and your opinion only. Okay. To these, sure. Yeah, Drew, Nikki, I think she's specifically talking about, oh, yeah, I know. Sally Jane 27. I grew up in a haunted house. So did I. Every place I've lived in, including this place. This one has haunted animals. That's always so fun. What do you make of Stephen Greer? Nothing. I don't think about him. Or his information, for that matter. Anyway, so there's your answer to that. Okay. So apparently someone is trying to blow up my chat with a bunch of shit that is not controllable. Okay. They can't control anything but one button, which I find incredibly interesting. So, um, Desiree Divine Mendoza, I'll never understand why so many people can be so miserable that they have to go on someone's channel and say ignorant things, grow up, or go somewhere else. Some people are actually interested. Thank you, Desiree. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, because they're acting like children. Um, you're not seeing any negative chat messages. Yeah, that's because they're getting deleted. That except for the laughing emoji that keeps going up. And someone's essentially trying to get me to. They think this is humorous to them, and so instead of they've either been well, if you're blocked, you're blocked. You can't do it. But if you're timed out for a number of minutes or whatever, they can come back. They may not be able to write in the chat, but they can do the likes, the hearts, the 100%, and the flowers. And so this person is hitting the laughing button constantly, and they think it's going to get me to get off the. No, not gonna. Not gonna quit talking. So, anyhow, and if they're gonna be childlike, well, okay, you're being a petulant child. What do you do with a petulant child? Joe R., you've already told me that, and that your family's been dealing with since 1890. Yeah, what's your point with it? They're being abducted. There's not a lot you can do about it except change the soul contract or cut cords. You can try to cut the cords, but doing that with extraterrestrial, good luck. That's a whole nother subject and a whole nother ballgame altogether. Because many extraterrestrials are like dealing with attorneys. They're very, very specific. Excellent question, Steel Broski. Do you think extraterrestrials work in tandem with the world's government, or are they independent in their actions? Well, bluntly put, there are a number of specific races of extraterrestrial who are working with global governments. That's one of the reasons, well, one of the many reasons why SSP came about, Secret Space Program. It's also why humans are actually off-world, and it's not talked about hardly at all, except by the experiencers. And global governments are trying to make sure that none of that information ever comes out, because it would cost them financially. And I think the global population, human population of this planet, would be up in arms. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that are done that the masses don't know about, that are done by corporations, by global governments and conglomerates, corporations, because they're also involved. Because now you're dealing with, excuse me, now you're dealing with the issue of abductions. You're dealing with the issue of massive amount of lies and cover stories and black projects that go very deep. So you're getting into a whole different ballgame. One sec. Joe R. Well, I'm just trying to find out more, and I've been obsessed with it for years. I understand that. I wouldn't call me obsessed. I'm definitely an experiencer. Um, Desiree Divine Mendoza, I've heard that a lot of the UAP's people see. Okay. I've heard that a lot of the UAP's people see are actually our military, and that the military has been abducting us more than anything to instill fear. Oh, so many levels of this is not okay. All right, so Desiree, this gets into a wide subject, meaning you've got deep black military projects. You've got deep, and I don't mean you, I mean us as a population on this planet have. There are situations to where there are situations on this planet to where we've got ETs abducting humans. And then you've got human global governments who are abducting humans for nefarious purposes. There's a bunch of garbage going on this planet, and it's not okay. And humans are like crash test dummies for global governments, in my opinion. And I'm really rather kind of pissed off about that. It's not okay. It's not okay that we're used the way we are. It's not okay that humans are treated the way they are by their own species. So, hello. Raymond 100, is the Galactic Federation a real thing? Yes, it is, but that's not what I know it as. The words Galactic Federation to me are a fake. In my personal opinion, that's a fake term for a very real organization. I know it as the consortium, and I know that because when I heard R. Keith Andrews, who is a very predominant ET abductee, what the hell is on my screen? Oh, that's what's going on. Okay. Anyway, when I heard R. Keith Andrews call it that, I started screaming at my screen, at my phone that I was listening to at the time, because I was like, oh my God, that's what I know it as. That's what I know it as. That's it. That's it. That's the correct word. Because all along I've known the phrase galactic and federation are not the correct terminology. And it has bothered me for years. And when I heard him, that was the first word out of my mouth, and I started yelling it at my phone. I was like, oh, yeah, it was not pleasant to be around that night, because I was like, oh my God, this is what it's called. And it was instinctual. When I heard, here goes the thing of the eye again. Remember to I gotta write this down. Take your B6. B6. Liquid B6. Gotta take it. Anyhow, so yeah, that comes into play, dear. Do you believe there are hidden portals on Earth that allow us to travel to other planets? Yes, I do. Other realms, specifically, Alfred. Um, we have been off world many times. Yes, Hawk Productions, 3853. Yes, I do believe that. Joe R. I think the. Joe R. Yes, that's correct. 3153. I think the SS Germans from World War II been dealing with extraterrestrials. Not many, but yeah, that's the nefarious ones. They've been dealing with the nefarious extraterrestrials, as I know it anyway, because that's part of some of the darker SSP stuff. It gets into a whole nother ball game that I'm not. It's not my forte, though I know other people that have information that when I get the kind of setup that I want for this channel, I will be having people on. And that's one of my goals is to have people on that are extraterrestrial abductees, that are dealing with SSP, that are having to deal with vast different subject matters. And I understand not everybody's gonna agree with these subjects. That's fine, but that's eventually what this channel will turn into is me interviewing, just talking with, but interviewing people who are other extraterrestrial abductees, what they've experienced, and what it's been like for them to deal with in their life as an ET abductee, as a hybridized, as a parent who has hybridized children, and experiencers of SSP. That's a big deal. It's a lot going on this planet. It needs to be talked about. Raymond 100, do you think the masses are capable of understanding what is going on? It seems like truth is eventually released, but the masses can't process it. There's too much anger and hatred on this planet. And I think that once disclosure really starts becoming more predominant, because there's been a slow disclosure movement going on since really the movies came out. Hang on, start coughing. Sorry. So I think all of that will come into play in the sense of how people deal. I think some people will go up, up in arms, pew pews type of thing. But others will eventually figure it out. It'll be something that humanity may or may not come together on. Don't know. Some may be forced to. Charles W.O. Yes, I do, but I don't display it, and I'm not reading that out loud. There's an ancient... Hazel Divine, there is a ancient renaissance in Greenland that energy is working with us and we are the ones who are waking up this frequency. Depends on who you talk to. Some people are kind, some people are not. Yes, I agree, Christy Andrews. Shawarma burrito. What is your opinion of Gaza? Well, let's put it this way. We're not doing political because that is political conversation. Mom Jammy. What are your thoughts on the Gilgamesh site? I don't have any thoughts on it right now. Joe R., I think the CA is listening now on here. Yeah, nothing surprises me. I've had such bad experiences with them. Hermes the God, that is exactly why I am here tonight. You just gave me my confirmation of my download I had months prior. Good. Joe R., the only reason why I'm even remotely commenting on this is because I have met people in those wars who have stated what you just did. So I'm going to read this. Joe R. says, my grandfather was Korea War, Vietnam, World War II veteran. He met an alien in World War II with Air Force. Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because I've actually talked with individuals from those different wars. Not World War II, though. I've yet to meet anybody. There's not very many of World War II vets alive. Still alive. But very few of them, in fact. But Korean and Vietnam, I've met some folks who have talked about that very subject. They've also talked about issues of seeing unusual, almost paranormal, woo-woo type of situations in war. Things that can only come from, and it traumatized them. These are situations that traumatize people, so they become really difficult to deal with. Not the people, the situations that they had to experience. So, yeah, that's not the first I've heard of that kind of stuff. Joe R., have you ever been interviewed on Unsolved Mysteries, Robert Stack Show? No, I have not. Divine Hazel, Twitching Eyes are also downloads. Yeah, for me, they're not. For me, it's all about vitamin B6, liquid vitamin B6 deficiency. So that's what mine comes from. Bobby McKnight 5403. Hey there, great channel, girl. Thank you. Desiree Divine, thank you for your time. I will be reaching out for a personal reason that I'm looking for help with. Enjoyed your channel. Take care and have a good night. Thanks, Desiree. Take care. Yeah, I never had birthday cake this year. Birthday's coming up, that's why. But even my son didn't want a birthday cake, and so he got something else that he wanted. So I love your channel, Alfred. Well, I'm glad you like the. Sound is driving me nuts. Sorry. Alfred, it's 4:05 a.m. here in Toronto, Canada. Hello, Toronto. Hello, Alfred. I'm going to sleep soon. Thank you so much. I love your channel. I send you lots of love. Good night. Thank you, Alfred. I appreciate that. I hope you have sweet dreams. Good dreams. Yeah, and aliens can do that. ETs can do that. Don't know, Joe. Did Jesus ever meet an alien? You mean an extraterrestrial? I have no idea. Divine Hazel 444. Excuse me. What is the reasoning for body implants? It's tracking is usually the first response that I give to that, but it's also for medical purposes. God, there's so many reasons for tracking implants in the physical body. If it's being done by extraterrestrial, then it's specific for tracking and for the, I was going to say biomechanics, for the medical reasons. So they monitor all the different kinds of reactions, and it uploads and it does all this stuff. So some old implants don't move. The newer implants, from what I've heard from others, they move around. So if a doctor does try to remove one, the implant literally moves, and the pincers on the medical device cannot connect with it. At least that's what I've heard from others, and a couple of others that are in the know. So not like I know everybody. I don't. I got connections who have connections who have connections. So, it's just what it is. So there's that answer. Herbie66, have you ever been probed? Yes. Okay, PTS Demon notified the aliens were attacked. That's why UFO crashed near Trinity. Okay. Joe, I already answered that? Did aliens? I already answered that. Crystal. I'm not doing readings unless readings come through, Crystal. No, L.A. Dix? No, I didn't. Did you see my question earlier? No, I didn't. Hermes the God, your confirmation of the real organization tonight will help me greatly with my work. Thank you, host. Yeah. PTS demon, that's not true. Jesus, he's saying Jesus is an alien. Mary was knocked up, artificially inseminated by E.T. Sucka. No, not true. Had a past lifetime with Jesus, and Jesus was the purest energy in a human body. So, there's that info. And you can ask, ending name with the number 69. What kind of information can I ask you about? You can ask me a lot of different things. We'll see if I respond. As long as it's respectful and you're respectful in my chat. I was visiting our okay, this is L.A. Dix. Oh, L.A. Addicts. God, I always goof your name up. I apologize. Do that every damn time you come on. I do apologize. I was visiting our family cemetery, and had a rapid ocular migraine, the one with distorted vision with a staircase. Oh, that's fun. Not sure if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I get them every now and again, but I'm wanting to know if it's paranormal related or... Oh, that's a medical question. Cemetery and had a rapid ocular migraine. Okay, the one with distorted vision, but the distorted vision had a staircase type object and colors. Okay, one, talk to a neurologist. Two, also, not only a cardiologist, a neurologist, but a cardiologist, because that's a heart doctor. Get yourself done with some medical testing, and then let's have a conversation, because that is real specific. The other one that I would contact would be an eye surgeon, and I can't think of what they're specifically called, because I was once told about if I ever started having certain kind of migraine that had certain visual disturbances with it, and I've never had that, thank God. But if I ever did, there were certain things I was supposed to watch for. This is real resemblant of, or resembles a lot of what I was told. Get to a neurologist, get to an eye surgeon, and see what they say. Deal medically before you deal with paranormal, because that could be nothing or it could be something serious. So you got to find out first. Deal with the medical, deal with the science first before you hit the paranormal side of it. Now, have I known people to have experiences like what you're talking about and it be paranormal? Yes. But you got to do the due diligence first and deal with your health and figure that out first before you start delving into this other stuff. Um, nice space motive in the background. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Mr. Case Claiborne, hello. You also had a past life. Yeah. Excuse me. Never heard of Pirate Blood Magic Vault. Never heard of that. Are all the stars real cosmic locations? What? Hermes, the god, when I close my eyes at night and meditate, I see the colors and geometry. Yeah, you might want to think about neurologist if you're doing something like I do. Always do your due diligence, but regarding your medical stuff first before you start dealing with the paranormal. Because there are different things that the mind does regarding vision, regarding visually seeing out the eyes and different things. So do your due diligence, deal with the medical first. I'm reading it, Joe R. I'm understanding what you're saying. I'm just not repeating it out loud. My whole family and I have. Well, you're probably not alone in that. There's probably quite a few on this planet who do. Okay, so you have had all of it. Telescope, Mr. Case Claiborne. That is. I bought that off of Amazon. An image of the Butterfly Nebula, and I can't remember if they said it was off of one of the telescopes. I just don't remember what. It was an official thing. So, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but I got the Amazon tube sitting over here, so. Do you know of anything of a planet that has no name? No. There's a number of planets with numbers in Earth's science stuff. Miss Shelley, curious, am I visible? Yes, you are, dear. Okay, LA Addicts. Okay, so let me go back up to your question that you were asking me before, hun. Hang on 1 minute. 1 second here. Okay, rapid ocular migraine. Staircase type object and colors. Okay, so type of staircase that you're referring to. Okay, so there are too many options here for this. With colors, the staircase that you're talking about, excuse me, is usually the kind that shows up in a forest. Not very unusual for it to be in a cemetery, but I suppose not that unusual. But with staircases, those are the kind of staircases that usually do a vanishing act. That's what I was trying to get the word vanishing out. They usually do a vanishing act. And they can lead to other portaled dimensions. So keep that in your mind when you're dealing with this. Anyway, God, it's been 3 hours. Doesn't even feel like 3 hours. But anyway, so that's how I would deal with this situation. I'd be getting journal notes. I'd have a little journal notebook with you, even a small one, pen and paper, or pencil, pencil and paper, whatever. In case the paper got wet. That's why I was thinking pencil. So basically, get into make explicit notes as to where it happened. What did you step on in the cemetery? What area were you specifically at when this occurred? Has it occurred again? That kind of situation. So you gotta take a look around. How many stones away were you from something that was significant to you? How that is, yeah, fuck. No, pardon my language. It's the first F-bomb for tonight, I think. That name is not allowed in my chat. Period. It's an automatic eviction out of my chat. Surprised no one. Who, me? Hermes. Oh, you're talking to Hermes. Okay. No, I did not. And Joe's asking about a mental institution as a kid. No, I've never experienced anything like that. OJ SLCE. We've been looking. What the hell? Of telepathic connection to a human otherworldly brother. Oh, okay, divine. Okay. Okay, back to this bullshit again. Hang on 1 minute. I got this one thing right there. There we go. That's much better. I don't have to see this bullshit. There we go. All right. Allie Nawabs. Hi, how are you? Just fine. Trace, hey, how you doing, hun? I liked your edit. Wallace Space, yeah. Okay, that's it. I'm done with that shit. Raven Pix, do you have any messages from my spirit guide? Nope. I do not have an Onlys fan. I don't even know what that is, other than it's some kind of sex site. I just not a damn clue. Okay. Okay. Yes, I agree with that, Cheryl, but that's like political right now, so we're not even going there. Yeah, that's very true, Hermes the God 33. Many don't know it, but disrespecting a medium can be costly. Yeah, it can for some people. Depends on what the medium is into. I'm not into dark arts, so let's just put it that way. But I do have a very good protection service. So that I am appreciative of. Anyhow, good God, no, I couldn't eat 6 Big Macs. Yuck. Um, all right. Let's see, are we at the bottom again? Yeah, okay. For God's sake. Anyway, all right, so I think that's probably it for the night. Thank you to all my mods who have shown up for tonight. I appreciate it. 59 and 74, now 63, 74. If you are interested in knowing more about extraterrestrials, about their hybridization programs, about my labs and MK Ultra and government targeting and the darker side of the Gates program, and oh my God, my left ear, hello. Whew, that is intense. Well, that means I'm going to be abducted soon. It's usually what that means. Anyway, and dealing with Hermes the God, thank you again for your great work. It certainly does not go unnoticed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry about the boo heads. Thanks, LA. Adex, thanks. I appreciate that. Jesus loves you so fine. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, there we go. Do you like being abducted or dislike it? Depends on what they're doing to me. If I get to see my kids, then no, I don't mind it. There are times I fight with them. I physically fight with them. And let me tell you, they're pretty damn strong. You can also control the... ask me again, Allie. Ask me again. I'll wait until your question comes up. Ask me again. I can't promise you're going to get an answer, but there you go. I will wait. Abdul, no, that's demonic possessions. That's why they're strong. No, it's not demonic possessions. Extraterrestrials are not demonically possessed. Extraterrestrials are not demons. Extraterrestrials are simply a physical living being with a soul in it, just like us humans are. The difference is that many extraterrestrials have various different kinds of their own abilities, okay? Do your own your own deep dive into information. Do your own deep dive into research. Find out from what the others talk about, the other extraterrestrial abductees, the real ones. Yes, do your due diligence. Rakester 10, I do my due diligence. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's either gods exist or God's sexist. Can't read. The print's too tiny. Well, seek numerology then. Oh, wow. Ringing in my ear. Must be an abduction. Very cosmic debris. So you don't know what that means for me. For me personally, when I get ringing in my right ear, that's the hierarchies. For me. That's spirit, it's also hierarchies. When I get ringing in my left ear, it means, for me personally, that I'm about to be abducted anywhere from 3 to 9 days, or even up to 11 days, but it's usually 9. 3 to 9 days out. Now, why the hell they would be abducting me sooner than the allotted time since my last hybrid pregnancy, I don't know. It's got me a little on the concerned side at this moment. So there's that. So I know you're being a smart ass, but that's what's going on. Which ones did you encounter? Long white ones? I had no idea those existed. What do you mean long white ones? Will you be my English teacher? No. If you can't handle the headset, it is what it is. That's what I've got. If you cannot handle it, then scroll along, move along, Jack Crepe. Jack B. Crepe. Um, Plasmagens, infrasonics, headphones, 2.4. Oh, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this shit more. Get the fuck off my channel. I'm not dealing with shit like that anymore. Oh. No, I didn't even see that. That was not Wallace Bates. Don't worry if you're too busy, but I was... Oh, no, this was a different person. Okay. Wallace Bates, don't worry if you're too busy, but I was wondering your opinion. Can telepathic abilities be sort of awakened through an abduction, or would they are already present possible abduction as a child? Okay. Telepathic abilities are already in us, so to speak. I don't know. Oh, it's driving me nuts. It's because I've been poking at it. Telepathic abilities. All humans are born with abilities. It is what we are taught from infancy on by our human families as to whether those abilities become strong or dormant. So there's that. When you're around extraterrestrials who are telepathic, who do speak, not they'll speak in their own language via their mouth. They'll be verbal. But with a human, they are telepathic because they are speaking English and or whatever language the person is speaking, if from whatever country on this planet. You become naturally telepathic. It brings it up. It brings it out more, if that makes more sense. So hopefully that will answer that part of your question. How many, Jamal Johnson, 6127. How many times have you been abducted? I'm 57 years old. I've been abducted. Somebody else do the math. I have been abducted almost every single month out of my life. And there have been many months where I've been abducted. Oh, God. 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So which is no joke, there are many times where it's just boing, 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 boing. And it's back and forth, back and forth. Then you can go where you haven't had any abductions for a couple of months. And that's where I'm at now. I typically am abducted once a month. Sometimes twice a month. But then there are times like right after they take the babies, they won't re-abduct me again for a number of months. And then, or for a few months, I should say. And then they start the cycle all over again. Then it starts picking up, and then usually by August, I'm usually taken at least 3 times in August, if not 4 or more. Depends on what. There's something about August being a really big month. And they're in the process of setting my body up all over again for hybridization process. So there's that lovely little thing about it. So there's another answer. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Sovereign Project. Hello, Sovereign. Oh, isn't that fun? Let's see. LA Addicts. Okay, never mind. How do you experience? You're going to have to go back through my other channel, my other replays from live broadcasts, from live streams. Big Bill Johnson. I'm not answering that publicly. I've only been abducted 6 times, says Bill Johnson. Okay. Plays with plays. Does this happen in your sleep or question mark? Yeah, it can happen in your sleep. It can happen when you're up walking around. Hell, my mom and I were abducted from our vehicle. The image that you see, if you go to my posts on this channel, you will see a picture that I created. It's a meme. It is it's got a picture of me in one corner, and then a picture of Restore Belief at the top, and then the hands, and then the globe, or the little glowing ball or ball, whatever. And at the bottom right hand corner, there's an image of a green van with a UFO over it. There's also a picture of my mom and I. And my mom during that time, well, my mom when she was about 4 years, imagine that image at 4 years older than she was, and she and I were taken from the van off of I-5, straight off of a freeway, middle of the night, and well, it wasn't exactly middle of the night, but it was getting there, and yeah, we had. We were supposed to be 6 hours early. We ended up being over 6 hours late. So, yeah, my mom and I were taken right off of I-5 while she was driving, and the wheels were still spinning. But the van was going up. Yeah, that's fun. Big Bill Johnson, why do you think they chose you personally? Genetics, I already know that. They've already been told that. Be respectful in my chat or you'll be removed or permanently blocked. Oh, that's interesting. RR on Forsk. For SK. I'd be interested to know if you've ever tried tying yourself to something to prevent abduction. Wouldn't matter. They'd simply undo it. Honey, I sleep with a CPAP mask over my nose and a mask. They take the mask off. I've been connected to devices while I have slept. They have removed the freaking devices. Okay? Doesn't matter. You can. They're gonna take you. They're gonna take you. It's all about not shape shifting. It's about phase shifting. All they have to do is phase shift your body right through something. Rick 1707. Don't share the belief, but all the best to you regardless. Thank you. At least you're being respectful. I appreciate that. Hello to South Africa from Washington State. Are you religious? Hazy afterglow. Are you religious? Yeah, I can be when I choose to be. Do you consider yourself a child of God? Yeah. In some ways, yes. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's an incredible thought. Steel Broski. Broski. If you had the opportunity to forget everything you knew and experienced about extraterrestrial life, would you? Small part of me says yes, but a big part of me says no, because The no is because of I wouldn't want to be one of the folks who do not know and who was always wondering. I remember what that's like. And then there's the small kid in me says yes. The little kid in me says yeah. So, because there are some really not pleasant things about ET abductions. And then there are some truly wonderful things about ET abductions. The information that you learn, the abilities you learn to use because you've already got them. They haven't given you extra sensory perception. You've already got it. It's just they bring it out simply by talking to you, simply by doing what they do just to communicate with you. Pretty interesting stuff. So, anyway, just kind of is what it is. And apparently somebody can't keep seeing all these laughing things. And apparently none of that's just rude. So somebody doesn't know how to play nice or be nice. So Cynthia Howell, hey, you're saying knew you wouldn't answer? I've never seen your name except for now in chat. So what the hell are you asking me? Well, now you're demanding. Answer me. Why don't you film it if it happens so often? Well, my first response to you is that. Because now you're demanding. And I'm not putting up with fucking demanding. I'm not. I'm so done with that shit. Wow. Try being a little bit more respectful and, maybe I'll fucking answer your question. Boy, that just pissed me off. Magnificent Blue. I will just try a last time ask. See, I haven't seen your question either. Who have you encountered? Describe them, please. Okay, hon. I am 57 years old. I'm an ET abductee, and I have experienced so many different kinds of extraterrestrial. Some of them I know what they are, like the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, various different forms of the Greys, the Lyrans, Laborians. Laborians are different. They're a feline race, but their claws are retractable, and they are shapeshifters. Oh God! Then there's so many others that, so many different kinds of reptilians, so many different kinds of insect type. Yeah, that's another ballgame. You don't just have the mantids. There's also spiders. There's 12 to 15 foot tall spiders. There's things that I don't even know what the hell to classify them. I don't know what category to put them in, because their skin up close is not reptilian, but at a distance it's got this little reflective curve like what you would think of as a scale, but it's not a scale. And you get up close and it's like, oh, that's skin. Why is this? It's because it's got a reflective thing to it. So yeah, there's some answers. I've seen too many kinds. Well, not too many, but I've seen a lot. Good question. RR on. Trying to figure out. That's you. 4 is letter A usually. On ask. Okay. Have you ever had a medical professional do tests after an event just to see if they find anything interesting different? Even something like blood test or x-ray? No. Not after, not before or after an event. Nobody's been frickin' interested to do that. I was abducted when I was a teen. I wouldn't forget it. Seen the ship come. But how do I know or not if it was really Bobby McKnight? That's your own experience. And I'm not being told anything right now for you, so Sherry or Cheryl, right? I would have cameras all over my yard and throughout the whole house. Yeah, you can afford them. Yeah, that does count as an engagement. Okay, it's real too. Okay. Thank you, Drew. No, you're not asking Cynthia. How you're not just asking a simple question. You went in, asked a question, and then came back into the chat later on and demanded. That's when the anger comes out. Don't even start with me on that shit. I will answer your question if you can wait. Because that's what's going to happen now. You're going to wait to have an answer to that question. Because I'm hacked off with you. That's not cool. You don't come into my chat and then start demanding of me. That's bullshit. Okay, Divine Hazel, ETs are not male or female. That's not true. Okay, well, if you talk to R. Keith Andrews, he will most likely tell you, that there are some that can be like that. In my experience, I've never come across any that I'm aware of. But based on different things I remember him talking about, I believe he has. I could be mistaken, but you'd have to go back through all of his replays on his YouTube channel to find out. What have they done to you? So many things I wouldn't even begin to explain it all right now. Okay, another question. Not trying to overload, just answer if you can or pass it if you don't want to. Have you ever tried to sketch them from memory right after? Yes. Matter of fact, I've got a number of sketches. Like they do with police sketches. Yeah, I've done stuff like that. Matter of fact, I've got a rolled up one that, let's see, I'm 5.5. So this piece of paper is like 5.5, and I was trying to draw the legs and part of the face, and I couldn't do the face, but I could do the head, and the face was blocked. Part of the face was blocked for me, and I couldn't understand that until I was in a group session, and somebody said, they always do that, Nikki. And I'm like, what do you mean they always do that? Well, they in SSP, they block your memory of the facial images, so that gets interesting. Anyway, where are they from? All over the place. Can we see them, the drawings? They are packed up because everything got packed when I moved, and I haven't taken it out of storage, so it's all boxed up, unfortunately. No, I was just trying to think. I was like, wait a minute, do I have it in that container or that one? And I'm like, no, they're literally not in this apartment. Which really rather sucks right now. But anyway. Okay, now let's go back to this question. I remember who the hell the name of it was. You were going to get your answer, but now I don't remember. It was Cynthia Howell, and that's who it was. Answer me, why don't you film it when it happens so often? For starters, I don't have cameras in my bedroom. And if I did, I sure as wouldn't be telling the public about it, because then they'd be demanding for the video. But I don't. I've never had the money for it. You have to be able to put money towards that kind of stuff. I don't have that kind of money to be able to. That's extra income. I don't have that. And it would be extremely disturbing to me with all the security stuff that I have to deal with as it is. I would not want a video of me sleeping, or getting up out of bed or doing whatever in my room. No, those kinds of things, they're hackable. No, thank you. That's a privacy issue. I have a great deal of issues with that. But anyway, so there's the answer. Okay. Okay, now we're finally ending. 3 hours, 49 minutes, so what's the purpose of those abductions? Genetic material, usually. If it's regular ETs, it's because of the genetic material that you've got in your body. If it's dealing with SSP, then it could be any subject imaginable, which is a totally different mindset. But anyway, I'm glad you like this channel, Divine Hazel. Thank you. Okay. All right. that is it. Um, 818D1, Lydia, I know we don't know each other, but please take into what I saw. Okay. Very true. J.J. Johnson Live. Some of us are here to protect and sometimes guide. Not all visitors have your best interest in mind. Very true. I'm in Washington State, Rebecca. So Rebecca Miller is asking, when will you be back on again? I'll come back on as I'm in Australia. Not sure where you are from. I'm in Washington State of the U.S. I'm on the West Coast, so my time zone is Pacific Standard Time. And I try to be on at 10 p.m. Pacific Time on Saturdays. My Saturdays. It would be your Sundays, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 or 5 p.m. your time, I think. I can't remember how that works. I don't remember if it's AM or PM, but anyway, for you. But anyway, but that's approximate, so. Okay, you're very interesting. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anyway, I hope you all have a very good weekend. Enjoy your Olympics if you are an Olympic watcher, Olympic sports watcher. Tomorrow is the sorry, brain fart. Not Super Sox. Oh my God, Super Bowl with the Seahawks and the others, Patriots. So, anyway, take very good care. You can leave a message in, I was going to say the description box, in the comment section after this video gets done with. Or you can find me and leave me a message on email at restorebelief2022@gmail.com, or on Facebook Messenger at facebook.com/Nikki, NIKKI .Jacobs, JACOBS .376. And that can also lead you over to my psychic page. You can leave me a message there as well. There'll be a link on the Facebook page to the psychic medium Nikki Jacobs page. So what else? You can also find me on Instagram. I couldn't think of what it was called. I could picture it, but I couldn't think of the name of it. You can find me on Instagram, Nikki, NIKKI _ Angels Are Life. Angels, and then the letter R, and then the word life, LIFE. I'm on X as Restore Belief with Nikki. Twitter, X, whatever. Twitch, I believe, is Angels Are Life. What else am I on? Rumble, Restore Belief with Nikki. I think that's it. Anyway, take very good care. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, rest of your weekend, and a really excellent week. Take care, folks. Bye. And if you have questions, ask away. Bye, folks.